Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Wednesday, April 29, 2026. Making the headlines tonight, BEL reiterates severance position in scheduled meeting with BEWJ. Budna file sent back to police 2 months ago, and bus fare increase will be effective Monday, May 4th. We take a first break and return with the news in detail.
When the job calls, you need a truck that works as hard as you do. Strong, reliable, and built for the load. The Jack Freight Truck gets the job done. From the lumberyard to the work site, power your business with confidence. I can count on Jack to get the job done right.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP. 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
I've always been fascinated with gemstones. It's all about taking nature's beauty and creating something uniquely beautiful. I've had inspiration from the Belize Blue Bull, the beaches, the jaguar. I've launched a new product called Co-Design with Deb, and Atlantic Bank's e-commerce system has opened the door to my international customers so I can receive payments so they can have their custom pieces shipped to them.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
My bro, take a quick pic of you right here, bro.
Alright, wait a second. Why? By the looks of it, I think my phone done.
Bye. Please tell me, I want to use that thing again, bro.
But to be serious and to be honest with you, I can't afford to spend big money on phone right now.
Bye, but who said anything about spending big money? Smarter than that agree. They got phone deals, plans, they have everything that agree right now.
No man.
Why yes, it happened right now. Plus, they even have raffle and they raffle money, then they raffle TV, everything.
Well, I think we need to ride the agri right now.
Bye, agree, let's go right now.
Visit the Smart Booth any of the 3 days from May 1st to 3rd at Agric 2026. Get amazing deals on phones and plans and your chance to win a cell phone, 55-inch TV, and cash. Smart, bringing people together.
Have a vision? We've got what you need. From idea to install, Brothers Habet. All your building needs under one roof.
This is a learning experience, and this event is all about you guys. Give it a chance. Maybe a competition you partake in sparks a passion in you never knew you had. I had no idea how much I love coding until I actually explored it. We need more girls in IT.
In Belize, analysis supported by UNICEF highlights that girls between 15 and 24 use computers less frequently than boys. Regardless of whether they live in urban or rural areas, regardless of their family situation, their economic situation, or even their level of education. This gap matters because digital access today determines opportunities for tomorrow.
Be Like a Girl was never just about technology. It was about creating a space where girls can see themselves differently, where they can realize they don't have to shrink to fit into spaces. They can grow and transform them, where they understand that they are not just users of technology, but creators, innovators, and leaders.
Belize, your voice is shaping our future. The Ministry of E-Governance is hosting National ID Project public consultations, and we're coming to you. Orange Walk, you're up first. Thursday, April 23rd at Central Park, 6 p.m. Come, learn, share, and help build a better ID system for all Belize. Then Belize City, it's your turn. Join us Friday, April 24th at the Biltmore Plaza at 5:30 p.m. Show up, speak up, because your voice matters in creating a smarter, more connected Belize.
A Mandala notice. Advertisers, sellers, and readers are advised that there will be no online Tuesday issue of the newspaper for Tuesday, April 28th. There will only be the Friday issue, which will hit the streets on Thursday, April 30, 2026. Happy Labor Day from the management and staff of Cremandala.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. Representatives of Belize Energy Workers for Justice, BEWJ, met with members of management of Belize Electricity Limited as scheduled today. According to the BEWJ, the meeting was organized after BEL said it was open to discussion. However, they say that at today's meeting, the BEL team merely reiterated its position that it has been compliant with the law as it relates to severance and will seek a declaration from the High Court. The BEWJ likewise maintained they reserve the right to follow their strategy. The BEWJ reps were joined by NTUCB Senator Glenfield Dennison as an observer. At the end of October last year, Cabinet directed that the Budna kidnapping file finally be forwarded to the Director of Public Prosecutions, as it should have been from the start. Today, Rear Admiral Elton Bennett, CEO in the Ministry of Home Affairs, informed that the file was sent back to the police with directives about 2 months ago.
The file is no longer with the DPP. The file is now with the police department to answer the questions that the DPP had asked for us to answer.
When did that come back from the DPP?
That would have been about 2 months ago.
Oh wow! So progress is
it's progress. I mean, their investigation that is continuing. There is dialogue in between the Commissioner of Police and the DPP. There is dialogue in between the Ministry of Home Affairs and the DPP and the investigators to ensure that we do our due diligence in terms to satisfy the investigation. Evidently, the DPP wanted more answers, and so the file was sent back. So there is constant back and forth. It's not lying in state. There is constant review of the investigation.
And the return of Budna's vehicle to his family, an affidavit is required. What's the holdup?
Yeah, so that's one of the discussions that is currently in between the DPP and the Commissioner's office. The question as relates to the status of that vehicle. So that is, again, one of the requests that the DPP had asked or highlighted in her review of the case. So look at the vehicle and its value to the case.
The agreed bus fare increase between the Belize Bus Association and the Ministry of Transport will become effective Monday, May 4th. Short stops will increase by 50 cents and long drops by $1. The details were finalized at a meeting in Belmopan today. Present as an observer for the signing was Ian Courtney, representing the Office of the Prime Minister. They also signed Courtney, BBA President Philip Jones, and Minister Louis Zabané addressed the media.
On behalf of the Prime Minister's Office, I must say that it has been a good working relationship over the past 3 days in ironing out the issues at hand. I would like to commend the President and his members and the observers for constructively participating. And I think going forward, under these spirits, you all can achieve a lot of the resolution of a lot of the issues that you have. So I would like to commend the Ministry and the operators for this cordial working environment, and hopefully it will continue and we don't have to meet on the bridge.
I believe it's a historic moment, especially for the operators that have been asking for the subsidy and the adjustment. And we signed up on this, and I believe for the last 3 days we have built some relationship. We had ironed out some issue, and we have pledged to work close with the Department of Transport and build a relationship and communication, because obviously there was some miscommunication, and I would like to say, if I offended anyone, I apologize. Our intention here is to serve the general public, and that is our #1 priority. So this is a testament whereby that shows that government and the bus operator came together in the best interest of the commuters. So with that, and of course, I would just like to personally thank the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister and Dr. Zabané and his team for assisting us and so swiftly and ensuring that we come to a resolution. There will be more works ahead, and we're looking forward for the challenge. The ministry had pledged to work with us hand in hand, and we're looking forward for that. So thanks to everyone involved with this. I am truly grateful, and the members are too. Thank you.
But ultimately, we agreed on the two main points. One, that our highway, intercity operators, our village operators, and our city operators will be receiving a subsidy of $3 per gallon of diesel for the next 3 months. We also looked at the fares, and it was agreed that the short stops would be 50 cents and the rest would go up by $1. Now, operators have always the freedom to go up by a certain amount or go the full amount if they want, but that's the agreement that we've come to.
Up north, tragedy struck Zeta Corporation Limited as 2 of their employees were targeted in a robbery, resulting in the fatal shooting of a truck driver, 41-year-old Roberto Villafranco, and the injury of his co-worker, 25-year-old Felipe Vasquez. According to the initial investigation, the incident occurred around 4:20 p.m. on the Chanpine Ridge Road, just outside Orange Walk Town. The employees were responding to a customer's call, and upon nearing the location, a tall, slim-built Hispanic man wearing a camouflage face waved at them with a 5-gallon in his hand. Villafranco stopped and Vasquez exited the truck when gunshots were fired. Villafranco was reportedly shot in the head and died at the scene, while Vasquez was shot in the chest but managed to flee and seek refuge at a nearby gas station, where he alerted police officers. Vasquez was rushed for medical treatment and is now in a stable condition. Eliezer Escalante of Zeta Corporation Limited's Orange Walk branch said that the customer called for delivery service but refused to leave a name or contact number. He said they never experienced this before and they are in disbelief. He described Villafranco as hardworking and humble.
Well, Mr. Roberto Villafranco, he was here with us for 4 years. What I can say about Mr. Villafranco, he was a very dedicated person to his work. He countless times mentioned that he loved what he did. He saw himself here for quite some time, so he didn't plan to leave anytime soon. That's what he said, no? He's very humble, hardworking, dedicated. Had lots of life in him.
Now, talk to us a little about, when you guys heard about the incident, what was that, what is it that you were told in terms of what happened?
Well, I was the one that received the first call here at the store. Someone called explaining that one of our trucks was robbed. That was the words that they used, and that one of our workers didn't make it. The other one was receiving treatment at a nearby gas station for the gunshot wound that he received. So my initial thing was I just rushed over to the scene.
What was it like when you got there, in terms of, seeing everything?
Disbelief. That's about it. Really, just stayed blank and lost for words, feelings, mixed emotions, so forth.
I know that you guys are one of the, longest standing companies here in Range Walk. Has something like this ever happened before? Your company targeted, your vehicles targeted?
For the years that the Zeta has been in service, we haven't had this type of incident happen to us.
Do you understand that it was just maybe they were called out to the area for delivery or something like that?
Well, as to the information that we have and through the storefront, yes, that's they were called out. They used a private number. At the initial time, the first time that they called, they didn't give any name. They didn't want to give any number, so we did not log the call.
After the break, police investigate sexual assault report of 9-year-old, while man in Western Belize reports rape. Stay with us.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. We continue to serve you.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'm saying I hit up right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
A Mandela notice. Advertisers, sellers, and readers are advised that there will be no online Tuesday issue of the newspaper for Tuesday, April 28th. There will only be the Friday issue, which will hit the streets on Thursday, April 30, 2026. Happy Labor Day from the management and staff of Cremandala.
Police in Western Belize are investigating the sexual assault of a 9-year-old girl. The incident was reported on Monday, April 27. According to the complaint, the perpetrator is a male shop owner who has since been detained. In the presence of her parents, the child reported that since she was 8 years old, whenever she visited the store, the owner would touch her inappropriately. On the last occasion on April 26, the child says the man touched her again and caused her pain. A 27-year-old man is in Western Belize has reported being raped. The virtual complainant told police that sometime between 1 and 1:30 a.m. on April 28, he left a party with another known male person. He says that on their way back from purchasing beers, the male threw him to the ground and dragged him behind a building where he sexually assaulted and raped him. Police are investigating. On Friday, a public consultation was held in Belize City to share information as well as gather feedback from the public on the new national ID. With the new ID, citizens will be assigned a unique identification number. The card would store biometric information and would be used to access public services, social programs, and financial systems without providing additional sensitive information such as a copy of a birth certificate. Erwin Wills, a business analyst with the Ministry of E-Governance, explained on Friday that cardholders would be able to approve or deny the sharing of certain data.
The national ID will be one secure ID, which of course people often use several different forms of ID for different services. Like we mentioned, we have driver's license, we have passport, we have social security, but these are all functional IDs. These are all IDs that are meant to, one, primarily work offline, because at the time of their creation, online services were more so just a myth. So there's no way of verifying or validating online. Now, currently, it's very difficult, I don't want to say impossible, for these systems to interact with each other. So for example, if you go to the bank, you want to get a loan, first thing they ask you, copy your social and copy your passport or driver's license. And again, to make it interactive, can anyone tell me why they ask for two IDs? To verify? But do they actually verify your identity? Or do they ask for two because they don't trust one? So I'm not in the banking industry, I can't say that's how it's actually done. But what I'm saying is that they ask for two because there's no way to trust only one. Right. Now, the national ID will come in, serve as a primary verification tool. You provide your ID, you scan it, you then have the option of providing consent for your information to be shared with that institution.
Ricardo Moguel, a cybersecurity expert with the ministry, spoke on the security features that would keep sensitive information secure. He said that residents would also have access to a digital version of their national ID.
Intention is to protect these with encryption. So the specific data, especially your biometrics, which is very sensitive data, has encrypted. So besides the encryption, it's stored securely in a data center within the country. by law, because it's citizen data, it's government data, it cannot be stored in some USA or some Mexican or some Guatemalan data center. It needs to be within the country. That's a security feature. But outside of that physical protection that it's within the country, it also is protection of the networks. So it's a secure network. It cannot access the outside internet. It cannot access the data cannot be within that network. It needs to be through a secure connection. So it's not just anybody that can access the data from National ID. So let's say I go to the bank, I want a loan. I present my National ID, they scan my card, and now the bank wants to access data. So there is a secure connection from the bank to the National ID database. Of course, the data is encrypted while it's in transit and while it's accessed. So it's not just anybody. There's also a verification. Not anybody can log into the National ID system. You would need to be verified. And there's also the two-factor authentication. This is for the users. So as was mentioned in the slides, there's National ID, the digital version. That one you can use on your phone. So if you lose your phone or if somebody else has access to your phone, right, they can't access your National ID. Ideally, we can protect that to the fullest extent. And we do that through two-factor authentication.
The International AIDS Society, IAS, today hosted its first ever symposium in Belize City in collaboration with Go Joven Belize. The event aimed to bring together regional experts, policymakers, and healthcare providers to discuss the latest advancements in HIV/AIDS research, prevention, and treatment strategies tailored to the Caribbean context. The IAS seeks to strengthen local healthcare systems and address the specific challenges Belize faces in its ongoing response to the epidemic. This landmark gathering highlighted a renewed commitment to collaborative action and innovation in the fight against HIV/AIDS in Belize. Honorable Dolores Balderramos Garcia said that the symposium and upcoming workshop will help map the way forward for Belize in the fight against HIV.
We are very excited today to be having a first ever sort of international AIDS symposium sponsored by the International AIDS Society. We're thrilled to have Dr. Omar Sued and his associates here, and this is a big deal because we have invited over 150 participants. We have participants from all our communities, caregivers, doctors, members of the LGBTQI community, and so we're very thrilled that this symposium is taking place because we have not only heard about the international best practices, but we have heard about the current situation in Belize. And Dr. Joshua Canole of the Ministry of Health has just given us an overview of the challenges that we face here in Belize. The epidemic is being driven mainly by the term that we use is men and their sexual partners, as opposed to men who have sex with men, because we still have high levels of stigma and discrimination in Belize. But we do not discriminate. We take an all-inclusive approach to the work that we have to do, and know that some of the best practices and the current situation in Belize are being exposed, and we have a huge audience. As you can see, we have over 150 people here. Now that that is being presented, we are able to see what would be the way forward.
Eva Burgos, the executive director of Go Joven Belize, said the symposium shows the importance of a community effort when dealing with the effects and prevention of the spread of HIV.
Country, and with this forum we can see that the response takes more than just ministries. The response also needs to include civil society organizations, need to include key populations, persons at risk. And sometimes we kind of forget that ourselves, we are all at risk in certain levels, but here at the forum, I think everybody will take away the opportunity of learning new strategies, learning key initiatives that can play a crucial response as it pertains to the preventative measures. We're doing an excellent job, I would say, in the sense of working together with the Ministry of Health as civil society organizations, trying to ensure that the response is very collective and inclusive. And that's what we can see at the forum. We can see that it's a collective response. We can see persons from all different, I would say, fields. We have nurses, social workers, doctors, researchers, students, and we all have the responsibility. And I would say the sense of trying to improve our country and reducing that incidence of HIV.
Dr. Joshua Canole, the Ministry of Health's Assistant Deputy Director of HIV, said that the symposium also focuses on sharing data on innovative treatment and testing.
We do have the tests, we do have the treatment, however, they're not enough. We need community engagement, and community does not only mean persons who actively work in HIV work, but everyone that lives in Belize forms a part of this community and this national response towards the elimination of HIV within the country of Belize. This is a very important moment because we will be discussing innovations within the HIV sphere. So what new treatments are on the horizon, what prevention therapies are on the horizon, what tests we have available in Belize. And like we've mentioned before, around 80% of Belize's HIV response is sponsored by the government of Belize, which is paid yearly. And a lot of countries around the region cannot have this, do not say the same. It's important because it shows the government's commitment. However, there's more work to be done. We have increased, we have gotten better, but there's much more work that can be done. Stigma and discrimination continues to be in our communities, whether it's self-stigma, whether it's lack of information, and we're trying to see how we can bridge that gap with this symposium today, trying to inform people of what really exists and what the concept of U equals U means. U equals U means that if I'm HIV positive and I take my medications every single day, I can become undetectable. What does that mean? That means that I could go out and live a normal life, have a partner, and not worry about the potential of infecting them or for them to become infected if I am taking my medication. I take the responsibility to get tested, I take the responsibility to get my medication, and I am then taking responsibility of my life, improving the health for my children as well. Because if I'm HIV positive, I take my medication, I cannot infect my children or anyone that's being born. So if I'm pregnant and I'm HIV positive, if I get treated on time, I will not infect my kids. My kids will be born without HIV.
In other news, Police Sergeant Aretha Gordon is seeking assistance from the Placentia Peninsula community to help the 13 families who lost their homes in a fire on Tuesday in San Pedro, Colombia, Toledo. Sergeant Gordon, who is the officer in charge of the same Bike Community-Oriented Policing Unit, posted on social media earlier today on behalf of her sub-formation to ask for donations of non-perishable food items, clothing for all ages, sheets, towels, and miscellaneous items. Those who would like to donate can drop off items at the same Bike Police sub-formation or contact 614-5482 or 673-4212. Meanwhile, police are investigating a case of suspected arson after a farmhouse in Pettville area of Orange Walk Town was completely destroyed by fire. Ricardo Escaraga, a 54-year-old farmer, reported that the 20 by 10 foot structure was burned down sometime between 5 p.m. on Sunday and Tuesday morning. The loss is estimated at $1,000 for the building and $10,370 for its contents. After the break, Feinstein continues to meet setbacks in court regarding Port Coral project. Stay tuned.
My bro, take a quick pic of you right here, bro.
Alright, wait a second. Why? By the looks of it, I think my phone done.
Bye. Please tell me, you know, I want to use that thing again, bro.
If I be serious and I be honest with you, I can't afford to spend big money on phone right now.
Bye, but who said anything about spending big money? Smarter than that agree. They got phone deals, plans, they have everything that agree right now.
No, man.
But yes, it happen right now. Plus, they even have raffle and they raffle money, then they raffle TV, everything.
Well, I think we need to ride the agree right now.
But I agree, let's go right now.
Visit Visit the Smart booth any of the 3 days from May 1st to 3rd at Agric 2026. Get amazing deals on phones and plans and your chance to win a cell phone, 55-inch TV, and cash. Smart, bringing people together.
Nokshe Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. Everything was on pause for tourism, so we decided, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from them, it just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there, we went into the culinary experience at the different Mayan cultures. We have like the gift shop, the cooking class, the shaman, and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank just make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
This is a Jack X200. This is a very recommendable vehicle. Storage capacity to the max, right? Fuel efficient, easy rider, AC not a play, the pump, comfortable, and it carry me to all my destination. I can count on Jack to take me and my packages where I need to go. I recommend it anytime. We're the best from the West.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
This is a learning experience, and this event is all about you guys. Give it a chance. Maybe a competition you partake in sparks a passion in you never knew you had. I had no idea how much I love coding until I actually explored it. We need more girls in IT.
In Billy's analysis supported by UNICEF highlights that girls between 15 and 24 use computers less frequently than boys. Regardless of whether they live in urban or rural areas, regardless of their family situation, their economic situation, or even their level of education. This gap matters because digital access today determines opportunities for tomorrow.
Be Like a Girl was never just about technology. It was about creating a space where girls can see themselves differently, where they can realize they don't have to shrink to fit into spaces. They can grow and transform them, where they understand that they are not just users of technology, but creators, innovators, and leaders.
A Mandala notice. Advertisers, sellers, and readers are advised that there will be no online Tuesday issue of the newspaper for Tuesday, April 28th. There will only be the Friday issue, which will hit the streets on Thursday, April 30, 2026. Happy Labor Day from the management and staff of Cremandala.
Belizean businessman Michael Feinstein, former principal of State Bank Enterprise Limited, now under receivership, has met another setback in his challenge of the government's compulsory acquisition of the 23.4-acre extension of the island in August 2024. The government cited that the island was acquired in the public interest, but Feinstein argued the acquisition was unconstitutional and should be declared null and void. However, at the High Court, Feinstein lost when the judge ruled that as long as the public is to benefit from a project, it does not matter which route of acquisition is taken. Feinstein then filed an appeal. In a decision delivered on April 24 this year, the Court of Appeal denied Feinstein an application to introduce new evidence and seek specific disclosure regarding a pending appeal of a High Court decision. Feinstein was ordered to pay the respondent's costs. It is left to be seen if he intends to appeal to the Caribbean Court of Justice. The application was heard by a panel of the Chief Justice and Justices of Appeals, Sandra Minot Phillips, KC, and Michelle Arana. Feinstein was represented by Richard Salter, KC, Rumen Cholakov, and Brian Neal. As to the future of the project site itself, a global marketing company announced on April 10 that the Port Coral project will now be known as Oloki under a new operational and management structure led by Pierto de Batista. According to the release, De Batista record spans more than 30 years, including the successful transformation of cruise tourism in Roatan, Honduras, which in 2025 had nearly 2 million cruise passengers. Based on the information provided, the first phase of Oloki would feature a staging site at Mile 5 on the George Price Highway that will serve as an operational hub and staff housing. The island itself will feature a reimagined master plan slated for completion in early 2028. The plan is for 2 advanced piers for cruise ship and ferry access, retail and dining districts, highlighting authentic Belizean culture and accommodation options and amenities to host global events. Oloki promises to introduce 5,500 employment opportunities during the construction phase. Oloki is described as, quote, a premier integrated tourism destination, end quote. In more court news, 15-year-old Dwayne Gabriel was killed in 2021 while on a run to the neighborhood store. A gunman entered and fired multiple shots, hitting the SJC student. Based on surveillance footage and other evidence, Dane Gillett was charged with the murder. However, at the High Court, he was acquitted when the defense filed a no-case submission, arguing that the evidence was insufficient. The submission was upheld by Justice Derek Sylvester in February 2025. The office of the DPP appealed, but in October 2025, Gillett himself was murdered. At the time, his mother said the 2 incidents were unrelated, as she insisted that Gillett was not the gunman in the Gabriel murder. The appeal was therefore turned into an academic exercise. Nonetheless, on Tuesday, the Court of Appeal ruled that the trial judge erred his decision, as the circumstantial evidence should have also been considered. Normally, a retrial would have been ordered, but given Gillett's death, the proceedings have been closed. At last week's UDP press conference, Senator Sheena Pitts outlined the party's readiness to present a people-centered option for Belize. She details several measures the UDP administration would pursue and also offered some immediate recommendations to ease inflation, including pausing non-urgent infrastructure projects. She also promoted having supermarket discount cards for public officers.
Honorable Farber said we to soft from PUP. Well, I am here as the chairman of the UDP to tell you, we to get hard for the people. Because this is not just about pointing out all that is wrong, you know. This is about identifying where we're going to go and how we're going to get there. This is about showing the Belizean people that we have them as our priority. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get hard on this administration. Be vigilant. We have a stake in redistricting and let it come now. Now we've heard all the presentations. And we're at the point where we need to say, what will the UDP do? Well, the first thing you've heard and continue to hear through all the presentations, prioritizing people first. And let me tell you how we start to do that. You see all the infrastructure going on, some of them unnecessary, you know, some of them non-urgent. Put a pause on them. Because remember, and I have the privilege of always reminding my dear cousin who I love for life, poor people can't eat streets. And in the midst of inflation, for you want to build street and go do two bridge at the same time. Yeah, no make no sense. So yes, because it is important to get the kickbacks from the infrastructural projects as opposed to putting people first. So here what? Pause it. Put the people first. You know another thing that the UDP is prepared to re-engage. You see public servants, teachers, police, nurses, government workers. There was a time when public servants had a discount card for the supermarkets. We're going back there.
Conflict has recently occurred between retailers and wholesalers at Belize City's Michael Finnegan Market. On Tuesday, Belize City Mayor Bernard Wagner clarified that the situation is one of non-compliance. He explained that specific days are set aside for wholesalers to use the market, but they are not adhering to this schedule. Wagner said that the City Council will need to enforce the rules. And police are investigating a break-in at a doctor's office on Blue Marlin Boulevard in Belize City that reportedly occurred between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. today. The proprietor of the office reported the incident to police after arriving at work and discovering her workspace had been tampered with, noticing several drawers were left open. A preliminary check revealed that the intruder made off with a variety of electronics and cash, including 2 gray HP laptops, 1 Samsung touchscreen phone with SIM number 6610386, 2 1-terabyte external hard drives, 1 multiple USB port hub, and $847 in cash. Police are investigating. And with that, we've come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on the station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of the news. And remember, you can always catch up with the day's top stories on our YouTube channel and Facebook page under XTV Belize. And you can watch the evening news live on our XTV BHNI app. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.